cut a lot of that cowl. Well, by the way, that looks really good there. You're nailing that.
Hi everyone, welcome back to drybonesgarage. I'm currently in a different location, as you can see, because it's really noisy in the garage. In this episode, we finish up the steering column and cut into the column to make a relief for the distributor. So I hope you enjoy that, and I will see you at the end of the video. There was an overlap with the column interfering with the actual shaft that he needed to get cut back in order to get the assembly together and in the car, which a lot of that wasn't on camera, apparently.
So you now have steering. Once we have that thing sitting on the cross member, if that comes down an inch, we will just, and I mean just, have room.
For what?
For the distributor, without having to make any more adjustments or cuts.
That's what I thought.
So, yay.
Once the transmission was positioned right, we got a proper pinion angle of 2.5 degrees from horizontal on it, and discovered we'll need more room for the distributor.
So we're going to have to cut a lot of that cowl. The distributor is just going to be peeking underneath that cowl vent.
Yeah.
We're going to have to come right up and actually just eliminate all of this. So what we'll probably have to do is we'll cut right here, right back to this, and do the same on the other side of the distributor. Just kind of work just beneath that wiper arm and close it off. Both sides of that distributor, we'll close that vent off. Hopefully that won't disturb so much airflow down in the kick panels. But yeah, that is going to be, whenever we do tune-up or anything like that, we're gonna have to actually pull the wipers, pull that panel to do any work on the engine. It's gonna be tight under here and there's no getting around it. You are going to need a hood scoop. This thing is setting low on the frame. Probably about an inch lower than we needed to go with it.
Part of me feels weird sitting on the engine like this. Hopefully I don't catch the blanket on fire. Throughout my time in the shop, I found it difficult to cut curves with the straight edge of a cutting wheel, so I ended up hacking out a lot of chunks.
There we go.
That works?
No, I think we'll be okay. You know, it would probably be a good idea if we did make that just a ½ inch bigger out to the sides.
Not the top so much, but the sides.
We can't do anything with the top, and our height is actually good. Yeah, I think we'd be better off if we actually pushed this a ½ inch either side and kind of blended it out. We're far enough back easily, but maybe kind of square this off a little bit.
Okay.
And then run it out and then try and replicate that on this side. Well, we really don't want to do that. We don't want to cut any more into this if we can help it. Maybe just kind of come across right here and open that up. Kind of freehand it. Let's keep as much of this as we can, and then, well, actually we don't need to keep that. Let's try not to go past this relief here, this lip. But we'll kind of bring it back a little bit and then just kind of round that off so we can keep some of this structure.
Let me mark it out and Sharpie and ask you.
Yeah. Okay. Clean that up, finish that up, and then we'll start plating that out.
While I was working with the cowl, Dad was in the process of creating a cross member for the car, which will be in a future episode. Next, I attempted to make templates to cap the cowl off. although I wasn't too sure how to shape the top of this one.
That's what I'm saying, bring it up higher, okay? Get that in place, and then we'll work out where the line needs to be and decide whether or not we want to plate this entire area off or just kind of leave that plated and bring it up into the bottom of this.
I have a Sharpie.
I don't want a Sharpie, I want something I can rub my hands in that's filthy.
Dust.
That's...
I haven't seen him do it too much, but I think his dust technique's pretty creative and amusing.
Just kind of cut along that, the lower piece, and then we'll trim it and edge it. That's moving way too much to get inaccurate. Let's get it close, and then we can trim it, whittle it down.
I'm not sure why I did something so silly, but here I ended up making a template for the wrong side of the cowl. I think I was afraid to ask too many questions after Dad explained what he wanted for me, so I just went along with what I thought he said, even though it made absolutely no sense. It's actually a pretty big issue I need to work on.
If I was you, I would leave the bottom alone.
Just fall from the top.
I would finish the top, and then when the engine comes out, we'll come in from underneath and hit that.
The engine's gonna come out?
Yeah. We're just test fitting. We're building components right now, Pierlo. This is all got to come back apart.
Oh.
We're just assembling the major components right now. Okay.
I think I should have cleaned that more.
Probably. Get your die grinder out. That's still got those little flat wheels on it. Just kind of worm down in there. Or you could go in there with some emery cloth and do it by hand.
What's emery cloth?
Emery cloth.
It's now nice to know what that stuff's called. I do not like that. I don't know what that was about. I'm just gonna grab a grinder.
Did you weld in there, or are you trying to strip paint?
I'm trying to strip paint.
I wouldn't do it like that.
I was trying to weld, but it didn't work. It got all poppy and nasty.
Yeah, I'm sure. I was looking at that the other day, and I was going to mention something, and I forgot. Your best bet's going to be to get in there and do it by hand. At this point, it's inconvenient, it's slow. That should have been looked at before, but like I said, it was forgotten about.
I later asked him if I could use a finger sander, and he said yes.
Alright, hop out of there.
I accidentally made it for this side, because I thought
Yeah.
you wanted me to make this.
No, I told you we're going to plate this. We're going to put it right in the recess.
I didn't know what recess.
This here, this recessed area. Okay, we're going to plate that area and close all of that off. This side still needs to be kissed.
I remember these pieces were pretty tricky to weld in because I kept burning holes through the metal as if it were tissue paper. I was glad Dad was there to help me though.
Get in there closer. put the gun where you can see what you're trying to do and aim it at. You know what I'm saying? And then get the wire just to tick off of that, so you can see exactly what you're aiming for. Hit the trigger. Alright. As you get into that skinny part of the sheet metal, where it's more likely to get burned through, just pause a little bit longer between beats, you know, with the weld. By the way, that looks really good there. You're nailing that. Okay, let's pause. Before we go any farther, let's get the flat wheel in here. Let's take this down to really close to the sheet metal, to our patch, and then we can just kind of come in and hit that edge. You get what I'm saying?
We'll come back and weld the bottom of the template later on, but for now we're finished with the distributor relief.
Well, here it is. Hey everyone, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please give us a like. And if you want to see more of what we're going to be doing with the car, then please make sure to subscribe. Next week's episode might be a bit different. I'm thinking about making a video on me and my sister, or the whole family actually. We took a door off of our HHR and replaced it with a freshly painted one that my sister repaired. Yeah, but other than that, I hope you have a beautiful weekend, and I will see you later. Bye!